Welcome back to What Arty Noobs for General Disturbance. This is the T92 HMC. It's the Tier 10 American SPG with the biggest howitzer in the game. It's located on the northeast corner of Karelia under the command of TarheelRambler of TNATN. Game on! Well, they didn't make very many of these. They were going to build a lot of them for the invasion of Japan, but in the end they didn't need them because, of course, they dropped the bomb and the Japanese surrendered. Well, thank goodness they didn't. They did surrender, but this actually became a bigger piece because although they only built a few of them, 5 in total, they actually were monster SPGs. And I don't think anyone actually had something as big as this. So they got the nickname King Kong because they were so big. 24 centimeters is the howitzer caliber. It's capable of doing 1100 alpha, 60 millimeters of pen, and 12.4 meters on the burst radius, between 14 and 35 seconds of stun. It's based on the hull of a Pershing. It's not the usual tanks. It's actually quite powerful, but they have built more powerful Arty since. But this was the biggest one that nearly saw action in the Second World War, but didn't quite. Rounds out. Well, even though he was just at the edge of the stun radius, he has been stunned. We didn't get any damage of him, but we do have stun assist, so at least that's something from that shell. It now takes a long time to reload. The standard reload, 46.58 seconds. But you can see here that TarheelRambler has got it down to 38.98, I think that is. Okay, that Panzerkampfwagen 7 is near end of his life because he's only got a few hit points left. Now, for those players who are unaware and unfamiliar, TarheelRambler actually plays with a, you could say it's a disability, but it's actually, he has Parkinson's disease. My sister has Parkinson's disease, and sometimes I think I have it as well, because I actually get very unsteady hands which actually start shaking of their own accord, and I can't control them. But it's amazing that he plays as well as he does. And I think that's because he's concentrating so much on getting the best result that he kind of forgets the fact that he does have a problem, which I seem to have as well. But he's doing very, very well. I'm trying to work out where that guy's going. Okay, looks about right. Rounds out. Lands right alongside him. I'd be surprised if that 121 doesn't have severe damage. Now, what else can I tell you about the Arty? Well, they actually built another couple of versions, which instead of being the T92, they actually put the 8-inch howitzer on instead and made them the T93 gun motor carriage. So even though the 8-inch howitzer on some of the other Artys would be known as the howitzer motor carriage, in this case, it was known as the gun motor carriage. It's actually the same chassis you find off the T26 E3, and that's a direct hit, right on the front of the 705, well, next to the turret, more than likely damaged it. Of course, the T26 E3 was the same tank that actually was involved in the incident in Cologne, where they attacked and took on a Panther tank and wiped him out, and that was caught on camera, so you actually get to see the tank being the crew of the enemy tank bailing out after they killed a couple of Shermans, a couple of M4s. Okay, we've got another target. There's the 121 again. We just got hit by the other Arty in our team, which is a GWE-100. Going for it. Rounds out. Looks good. He managed to pull back enough, but he still took 378 hit points of damage. Now, it does have fairly long range in the game, 1400 meters, and it's the most powerful gun in the game as well, more powerful than the, you could say, than the Heshpan and the like, because they they artificially increased their damage by using HESH rounds, whereas we don't use HESH rounds on this one. No, instead, if we want to, we use high explosive, which is the non-stun variety, and the armor piercing is standard armor piercing 750 alpha and 372 millimeters of pen. Well, he landed that one next to the rock to try and get some splash. And there's the 121. Oh, he's the other side, but he's just taken a big hit, which means, well, in fact, actually, we did get stun on the Minotauro, but he's managed to get rid of that now. We're still going for the 121 because we might be able to take that gun out of the game. Still waiting for the last few seconds before we're loaded. And he's stuck for cover straight away. And just as we're loaded, the Minotauro comes in, rounds out. Oh my god, he got a direct hit on the front. And the Minotauro did take 483 hit points of damage. But sadly, we didn't get any stun. I think he used his first aid kit straight away. And we've lost all our tanks except the Jaegeru and a Guerrilla 15. Now, looking down the other end of the map, we can see that one of the enemy Artys is running away. The other one, which is the GWE 100, is being threatened by one of our tanks, a Batchat 25 ton. And in fact, they're playing around now. I think the GW is desperately trying to escape his clutches. But we're going to fire. Rounds out. This could be a kill. Yes, it is. The kill shot went in. He got him. He splashed him to death. So first kill for TarheelRambler. There's only 5 enemies left. And there's the Object 261. He just got hit by the GW on our team. And now he's running for cover of that rock. But the Batchat puts him out of the game. It would have been nice if we got that other kill, because that might have been a counter battery fire. Okay, we can see our Jaegeru is chasing the Minotauro and the 268 version 5. They're obviously headed south, try and defend their cap area. In fact, you can see them now. They've just come to the side of the Batchat. So now we can help our own Batchat by plonking around on top of that 121. He's going to use the rocks. We fired the round. It's a bit... yes, unfortunately, the shell went a bit wild because it was a bit snatch on the shell. There's 3 enemy tanks left, 2 enemy tanks left, and that Batchat's still alive, but only just. Okay, we've got another enemy tank coming to sight. It's the 60 TPs, the second last one to die. They've also got an Object 2685. Now, TarheelRambler could actually drive closer to the enemy. They've just lost their 268 version 5, and now we're aiming for the 60 TP, hiding behind the rock. That was the GW firing in, rounds out. Our shell goes in as well. We might get a chance to fire one more round. We don't know how much health the 60 TP has. Well, he does have some, so it's now down to the last few shots of the game. I think we might be loaded just in time to get a shot in. If we can stun him, that will make a big difference. We'll get something out of the game. Here we go. Oh, and in comes the Batchat. Not good for him, but rounds out. We do get the stun. And we're getting the stun assist. And he goes down, and that wins the game. Here's the end of battle stats. And that was a second-class tanker for TarheelRambler in the T92 HMC. He managed to get a Bruiser medal for getting at least 5 critical hits. In fact, he got 7. His win rate from the game was 2,345, which is very good. Let's have a look at team score. Well, we can see the highest damage in the game turned out to be the Object 268 version 5. Yes, 4,863 hit points of damage went to him. The second highest damage was the Batchat 25 ton on our team with 4,000 848, so only a few hit points below. And the third highest, well, that turned out to be our ST2, who got a steel wall and 3,260 hit points of damage. Yes, I know, I got it wrong. The other Arty on our team was actually a Batchat 155-58. I was looking at the GW and thinking that was our fellow Arty. But our teammate actually got a Confederate 1,980, but TarheelRambler got more than him with 2,413 hit points of damage. Now, he did get beaten by 4 members of the enemy team and 4 members of his own team, which means he's 9th on damage with that score. When it came to kills, though, we can see the highest number was the Batchat, 5 kills to him, 3 kills to the Gorilla 15, and also to the Object 268 version 5. Everyone else got third place, unless, of course, they didn't get any kills at all, and that includes TarheelRambler. And when it came to base XP, we can see that the high scorer was the Batchat 25 ton with 1,262. Second highest was the Batchat 155-58, who got 1,062. They were the only 2 players who managed to get over 1,000 base, but we can see that third place actually went to the Panzerkampfwagen 7 on our team with 910, and there is TarheelRambler with 798, so he was in 6th place when it came to base XP. He fired 10 rounds in the game, got 2 direct hits on the enemy, none of them penetrated though, but he did get 9 splash. Damage of 2,413 hit points of damage, all of it at more than 300 meters. He would have got a direct hit and pen if that shell had just landed to one side of the enemy GW and killed him, because if that landed right on top of him, it would have been the end of the game for him straight away anyway. But in actual fact, one of his teammates' shells landed just to the other side, splashed him, and then Tarheel's shell came in, finished the job off. He damaged 6 of the enemy, killed 1, so missed out on getting a Confederate there. Yes, didn't get the Confederate, but it was only 1 tank that he missed. Only 1, because he got the kill on the GW. If he'd got 7 and 1, that would have been the Confederate medal. But as it is, it was 6 and 1, so he missed out. 1,025 base stun assist of 8 stuns. On a premium count, he actually made 95,184 credits profit, and that's including a 50,000 mission completion bonus. And he got 5 bonds for being tier 10 and 2,992 experience points out of it as well. So a very good game there by TarheelRambler. The T92 is not an easy Arty to play, mostly down to the fact that, of course, it's got such a long reload time, and that can really inhibit your ability to do damage when you need to. And so you feel like you need to maximize as many shells out of it as you can, as quickly as you can, to try and get as many off as you can to get the most damage. And sometimes that means you make hasty decisions about which tank to go for in the end, and that means you miss out on getting a nice kill that could have happened if you waited a few seconds longer. But yes, TarheelRambler did very well on this battlefield because he was firing almost from one end to the other most of the time. If you enjoyed this replay, please give this video a like, do subscribe to our channel, leave a little comment down below because it feeds the algorithm, and thank you for watching.